Hey guys, Tina here. Today I'm coming to you with another favorites video. This time around I'm going to be talking about my favorite fictional couples. Now, I already, when I started planning this video, I had a few in mind, but then I went through my shelves as well as my Goodreads page to see whether or not there's another couple that I want to mention, and I realized that no, I'm not a huge shipper. I mean, I like couples and reading about their stories while I read a certain book, but after that, a lot of them don't really stick with me. So actually I have only 4 to mention here, so it's going to be a rather short video. First couple I'm going to talk about are Lori and Adam from Endless Summer by Jennifer Eccles. This is a bind-up of the duology, The Boy Next Door and the Endless Summer book. And yes, I read this a long time ago, and I know that it's a young contemporary, summery, romantic comedy sort of thing. It's a mash of all of those things, and I really liked it back when I read it, and I think I would probably enjoy it now still, but I'm older now and maybe I would not enjoy it as much. But anyways, Lori and Adam. Lori and Adam actually have known each other their whole lives. They live near this lake, and Lori is basically one of the guys. They wakeboard on the lake and do other crazy things like that. And now that she's 16, she suddenly realizes that she's into Sean, who is Adam's brother. And she tries to catch his attention, being all girly and things like that. And then Adam actually comes up with a plan, that they should kind of fake date, so that would actually make Sean jealous. And that's the plan. Lori is a really energetic, spunky, tomboyish girl, and she fits perfectly with these boys. Adam has ADHD, and he's kind of crazy and wild and impulsive, and he does not think things through a lot of the time, and that gets him in a lot of trouble. Their relationship has a lot of bumps along the road, and it's really just a really light, summery read, and I really enjoyed their story. Next couple I'm going to talk about are Atty Insane from the Cut and Run series. This is book 1 in that series. This series was originally co-written by Madeline Urban and Abigail Rue, and later on just by Abigail. And it's a really enjoyable story about these two FBI agents who are, in book 1, put together as partners to solve a series of murders in New York. And they do not like each other at all at first. They're really different. They have different methods, and their characters are completely different, so they clash a lot. But for time they get to learn how to work together, and they sort of fall in love. And I just love these stories where the couple doesn't like each other at first, and then they grow to like each other, and these are just perfect for that. As I said, they're FBI agents, and they have a lot of baggage, each one of them. They have issues, and they're really dysfunctional, and it shows. I mean, their relationship is so chaotic, but somehow they make it work. Now, these books, they're sort of my guilty pleasure, if you ever pick them up. For some reason, if you're interested in them, don't expect too much. They're not the best written books out there, and a lot of that I think has to do with editing, but there's really a lot of dialogue, a lot of unnecessary repetition, and a lot of descriptions and things like that. And I think they would need a lot of work to be better, but as I said, guilty pleasure, so I'm not gonna make too many excuses here. I just enjoy them. I love these two guys, and yeah, I like them so much. The next couple I'm going to talk about are Feyre and Rhys from A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Now, when I read this book in May, it blew me away. I was just really surprised. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, which is a common, occurrence. But yeah, it gave me the worst book hangover, and I'm still sort of crawling out of that, I feel like. And I just love Feyre and Rhys. If not for the next couple I'm going to mention, that these two would definitely be my favorite couple, and yes, let's talk about them. So this is another hate to love sort of relationship, because when we first see them together in book 1, they definitely do not like each other, or they don't show it. They both have different issues to deal with at that point, and they're sort of using each other to achieve their goals, and it's not until book 2 that they actually connect, and it is a slow burning relationship. Yes, it happens in the course of one book, but the time that actually encompasses is it's a longer period of time actually. It's not insta-love or anything like that. You know, they're both damaged from what happens to them in the past, and Feyre especially is having a harder time dealing with that, or, you know, shows it differently that he does, because we know that he's suffering as well. But yeah, she's in need of someone to talk to, someone that would listen to her and help her, you know, get through the trauma that she survived. And you know, Rhys for some reason is the one that does that as much as she actually allows him. He actually pushes and prods, but never more than she can take. And you know, he has his own agenda usually, but it's, you know, things that would actually benefit her as well, like, you know, learning to read or figuring out her newfound powers, you know, that's useful. And, you know, unlike Tamlin, who would not allow her to explore that, he does, and he actually supports that, and, you know, because he wants her to be strong, you know, and as strong as he knows that she is. And I really like that, how supportive he is. And I think for the first time she's allowed to be herself, because when she was living with her family, she was the one that needed to be the provider, and, you know, there were expectations what she had to do and all that. And with Tamlin, he had his own perception or image of her, and, you know, he wanted her to conform to that. And with Rhys, yes, he demands things of her, but not specific, you know, not in specifics. She's allowed to figure out who she is for the first time in her life, what makes her happy, what she wants to do, what she wants to be. And yes, he supports all of that. You know, he's not forcing her to conform to his image of her. So they're both very strong, they're fighters, and they just fit really well together, and I just love them as a couple. And lastly, I want to talk to you about my favorite couple, and they're Sam and Elisa, and their story takes place in a series of books by Suzanne Brockman called The Troubleshooters, and it actually takes them these many books to get together. So another slow burning romance. Yes, I'm gonna put these down because they're heavy, okay? The Troubleshooters is a series of books about a team of Navy SEALs, and Sam is part of that group. And occasionally their group would work with the FBI to, you know, bring terrorists down or whatever the mission is. And on such occasion he meets Elisa, who's an FBI agent. Now they're instantly, you know, attracted to each other, but because of certain misconceptions and misunderstandings, they do not get together for quite some time. So we have Sam, who's a Navy SEAL. He's an alpha type male, a bit of a ladies man, but also pretty old-fashioned in ways. The thing is, around Elisa, you know, he's attracted to her, but around her he always manages to put his foot in his mouth, and which all of that sort of plays into her prejudices when it comes to him. And you know, once he realizes that she feels that way about him, he actually does it intentionally, so, you know, just to push her buttons and to get a response out of her, even, you know, if that is annoyance. And then we have Elisa, who's a strong African-American woman who has worked hard to get where she is in the FBI, and she's always afraid that men do not take her as seriously as she actually deserves to be taken. So I think that's a lot of, you know, where her issues with Sam come from. She doesn't think that he takes her seriously, and she sort of sees him as this redneck that is really disrespectful. And you know, as I mentioned, he likes to play into that, and it's only occasionally that they allow each other to see their true selves. So it's no wonder that it takes them so long to get together. And still, I just love them so much, and I remember every time the next book would come out, I was just so giddy, and I couldn't wait to see how their story progresses. And there's a lot of different couples in there as well that I really like, so it's not, you know, just them. But yeah, now that I'm talking about it so much, I really I'm itching to, you know, read them again, and I might just do that because, yeah, why not? But yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down in the comments what some of your favorite couples are, and see you in my next video. Bye!